When asked to describe the NFL, you'd most likely talk about how tense the atmosphere is, the broadcasters' serious tones, and the battle-ready approach of the stars. But in the midst of this serious atmosphere are pockets of lighthearted moments. Well, some of these moments aren't just light, they're absolutely ridiculous. From Super Bowl 38's Janet Jackson Nipplegate to quarterback Lamar Jackson's Poopgate, these are some of the most ridiculous moments in NFL history. In Week 14 of the 2020 NFL season, Monday Night Football gave the NFL world a game that was worth every penny spent on tickets. The game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns was intense, but that wasn't surprising. Intensity was what the fans paid to see. Well, underneath this intensity was a moment no one bargained for. In the fourth quarter of this game, the Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson left the field in a hurry under the guise that he was dealing with cramps and needed some relief.
The backup Trace McSorley was over here warming up. He is now...
We could have easily believed this, but Lamar didn't run into the locker room like someone dealing with cramps. His jog was quite odd and had "I need to poop" written all over it. While running into the locker room, he almost ran into a stadium staff member, and his reaction was one a person looking to urgently answer the call of nature would have. Minutes passed, Lamar was back in the game and helped the Baltimore Ravens secure a well-deserved victory.
Jackson trying to throw for it, and he's got it! Marquise Brown held to the football and scores!
Although lots of folks think Lamar didn't have cramps till this day, he maintains the "I had cramps" narrative. Jackson is not a kid, so he knows what he felt, but what we saw in that moment was completely different from his claim. As it stands, this moment might just go down as the biggest mystery in the 2020 NFL season. Lamar never admit to running off to poop, but we think he may have avoided embarrassing himself, unlike this Packers defensive tackle. Everyone's body is different, and it isn't out of place for people to sweat in odd places. But when an NFL star looks wet in an area that makes him look bizarre, then we just have to ask questions. The Green Bay Packers were not having the time of their lives in Week 11 of the 2017 NFL season. They eventually went down 23-0 to the Baltimore Ravens, but the game brought a moment that had fans completely shocked. In the fourth quarter, defensive tackle Mike Daniels made a successful tackle that should have earned him some applause, but the moment he got up, everyone forgot how good his tackle was. And you just can't blame the fans for this one.
Alex Collins takes the handoff. Mike Daniels is there first. He's excited, but maybe he's a little too excited. Look at his pants. Mike Daniels, do you have to go potty?
Mike's crotch was wet, and the only logical explanation was he peed on himself. Well, just like Lamar, he denied answering the call of nature. He simply claimed he sweats a lot down there. We're not sure what to believe, but we expect the man to be able to control himself. So, if he said he didn't do it, hey, he didn't do it. Speaking of control, not every NFL star knows the meaning of control. This next player completely lost it. For a moment, he thought he was an animal. NFL stars are free to celebrate touchdowns in the most creative ways, but sometimes they forget there are rules binding their actions, even if some of these rules are unspoken. A couple of players get away with breaking unspoken rules. On the other hand, some don't have luck on their side. They learn the hard way, and Odell Beckham Jr. knows this too well. The New York Giants will never forget Week 3 of the 2017 NFL season. That week, they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles 24-27. As painful as that loss was, something else stole the headlines, and it was so unpleasant, the Giants coach didn't even want to speak about it. He was living by the code, see no evil, speak no evil. Wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. had scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter of this game. He could have celebrated in any way he chose, but he decided to do something no one saw coming.
13. The score counts.
So the Giants have their second touchdown of the season, their first of the day.
Clearly, he crossed the line. He went on all fours, raised his right leg, and acted like a dog marking his territory. This got him in hot water, and he was fined over $12,000. Also, the Giants got penalized 15 yards. Odell didn't only get into trouble with the league, he also got into trouble with Giants owner John Mara, who said, "I do not want to get into a discussion about this, but I will say that I am very unhappy with Odell's behavior on Sunday, and we intend to deal with it internally." As ridiculous as Odell's actions were, it didn't come close to this next moment, which got the NFL in trouble. What could possibly get the NFL in trouble? This is a question you probably don't have an answer to, but you'll find out in a moment. If you think NFL stars are the only ones that are associated with ridiculous moments, then you surely must be too young to remember Super Bowl 38. The halftime performance in a game between the AFC champion New England Patriots and the NFC champion Carolina Panthers should have simply kept the fans occupied for 15 minutes. Unfortunately, it was one lots of people might never recover from, kids especially. So, what happened? It's known by every NFL fan that the Super Bowl isn't just for the sportsmen. Entertainers play a key role too. Unfortunately, what Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake did in 2004 at the Super Bowl halftime show could have brought an entire end to halftime shows altogether. The fans are glad it didn't.
Choose your music.
While performing Rock Your Body, Justin Timberlake tried to act out a line in the song which says, "Bet I'll have you naked by the end of this song." Justin took off a layer of Janet Jackson's top, but what happened next was something they could only have come up with if they had written an X-rated script. Justin's actions were followed by a malfunction. He mistakenly pulled both layers of clothing, exposing Janet Jackson's bare chest to over 150 million NFL fans of all ages. This was completely unacceptable, and everyone involved paid dearly. Janet Jackson's career was hugely affected. Her singles and videos were blacklisted on music video channels and radio stations throughout the United States. On the other hand, Justin Timberlake didn't face even the slightest disciplinary action. Apparently, everyone assumed he didn't have a hand in the scandal. Pun intended. Janet Jackson had to do a lot of explaining before people started having second thoughts about what really happened. The pop star wasn't the only one affected. The NFL too was badly hit, as they had to part ways with millions of dollars that had to be refunded to sponsors. Nipplegate was a long time ago, but all those that experienced it still remember it like it was yesterday. If you had a blast watching this, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest crazy content. Drop a comment below and let us know which moment blew your mind the most. Catch you all in the next one.